My name is Thomas, and on this channel today we are going to be going over and tinkering on this 2019 Nissan Titan Pro 4X and this white 2019 Nissan Frontier Pro 4X. Of course, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to join our small but growing family, and just keep in mind that once we hit 100,000 subscribers, I'm going to be shaving all of this hair off of the top of my head, and I'm sure that all of you would love to see that. I would love to see it. I'm waiting for this, so let's hit that 100,000 subscriber mark ASAP here. And obviously also remember to check out Fish Creek Nissan. They lent me these fantastic and beautiful trucks. I'll leave everything linked down in the description below for them. And last but not least, what are we doing in this video? These are two different trucks, so why are we even trying to compare a mid-size and a full-size? Well, we're going to be answering that today. Now, you may have heard a couple times, I've already mentioned that these are both 2019s, and Thomas, what are you doing? It's 2020, why are you reviewing 2019s? The reason being is the 2020 Titan is a new generation, or a half generation, and the new Frontier, and yes, there is a new Frontier coming, believe it or not, that's coming in a couple of years, and I want to review those together when they're both out. But right now, I want to use this older Titan with the current model of Frontier, and then when the new Frontier comes out, I'll combine those together and I'll see what's changed. But for now, I think this is the best way to do this, seeing as they're both also Pro 4Xs. I got Sean to give me a hand. Sean, you ready?
As I'll ever be.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go! While the Titan does its victory dance, I think it's important to mention that this was more fact-checking than anything else. On paper, the Titan was definitely going to win, as it has a higher power to weight ratio. Now let's get into the specs of the 2019 Nissan Titan Pro 4X. To start off with, we have this beautiful V8 5.6 liter engine that is boasting 390 horsepower and 394 pound-foot of torque. And yes, I know it's getting the Infinity tune for 2020, and the new one's gonna have 400 horsepower, but this one only has 390. On top of that, the Pro 4X package means that this one comes with a skid plate as well as these wicked off-road tires and rims. Of course, the Titan also has LED lights, a heated steering wheel, heated seats, the easy open tailgate, a 360-degree camera system and sensor system, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and of course the list goes on. Now for the Frontier, one of the first things that's pretty obvious is its sweet haircut. It has the roof rack, which is not something you can find on the Titan. And something that's very different with the Frontier is the engine. This is a 4.0 liter V6, but to get to it, you have to lift this hood, and it's all manual. There are no hood struts when it comes to the Frontier, not even on the SL. There are no options. Hopefully they give that to us in the next generation. But nonetheless, this engine is putting out 261 horsepower and 281 pound-foot of torque. You also get a sunroof on the Frontier, which is a win over the Titan, as this generation of Titan doesn't come with a sunroof. There's no option for one. Obviously on the revamped 2020 version, you can get one now, but on this entire generation, a sunroof didn't exist. It has the same off-road tires and rims. It also comes with a skid plate and tow hook, and of course the leather heated seats. But different from the Titan, you get no easy open tailgate, no heated steering wheel, no Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, and a pretty basic interior. And a very simple interior it is. Everything is pretty much one color with a couple of plastic accents in here. There is a key, no push start button, no remote start when it comes to the Frontier. Very old fashioned. But once again, this vehicle is old enough now to have its own driver's license. From 2004 to 2020, it has gone unchanged, but also for good reason. It sells. And in fact, the Pro 4X package is what sells more than anything else when it comes to the Frontier, even though it isn't the most expensive or most luxurious package. That is actually the SL 4x4 model. This, just being the Pro 4X, is a bit cheaper but sells way more, and I think for good reason as well. It's more fun. You're riding on the Bilstein suspension system, which makes it a lot comfier. Bumps are nothing. This, for being a truck, has such a soft, comfortable ride. Another thing about the Frontier that I absolutely love is how simple it is on the inside. All these new trucks, all these new SUVs and vehicles have buttons everywhere, making things more and more complicated for just your daily commute. Where the Frontier, because it's so old, it's a good thing as well as a bad thing. I like it because it's simple. You still have a screen with Bluetooth and you can charge your phone, you have the heated seats, but yet everything is where you expect it to be, and I like this interior even though it is a little dull. But Nissan has made some very simple changes to the Frontier that I really enjoy. For example, automatic headlights, automatic temperature control, and a few other bells and whistles that make the Frontier a more enjoyable daily driver. But the one thing that I don't like about the Frontier is I don't think this is a road trip vehicle, and almost every truck should be a road trip vehicle. That's what trucks are meant for, making those long hauls, making the long distances, going through those tough trips, and I don't feel like the Frontier would be a very good vehicle for that. A couple of hours going into the mountains to do some snowboarding wouldn't be the end of the world, but I wouldn't want to drive from province to province or state to state in this. It's just not meant for that. It's a little cramped on the inside. I'm 6'5", and this is a bit of a squeeze to get in here. However, on the other hand, the Titan is very spacious, and you get the lovely feature called a push start button. Now, as the Titan's being redesigned more recently than the Frontier, obviously there's going to be a lot more bells and whistles, and on top of that, it is a more expensive and bigger truck. It is supposed to be higher end, hence the extra features like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Also, this is a no-brainer, but there's way more room inside the Titan, making this a great road trip vehicle, especially for the passengers in the back. I feel terrible. I feel so bad for anybody that has to go around in the back of a Frontier for more than 30 minutes. It just looks like it would be such a squeeze and quite the cramp to get back there. But in this, you get just as much room as in the back as you do in the front. Loads and loads of legroom, which should be normal and standard of a full-size truck. But I feel like the Frontier takes it when it comes to the comfort level of this vehicle. Don't get me wrong, the interior of the Titan is wonderful. These seats are fantastic, having heated and cooled seats with the heated steering wheel. But when it comes to the actual ride, I prefer the ride of the Frontier. Even though it's a bit more of a squeeze, I think that Bilstein suspension does a better job on the Pro 4X Frontier than it does on the Pro 4X Titan. Obviously, this being a full-size truck needs to have a stiffer suspension just in case you fill the back or you're towing something. It needs to have that wiggle room, and the Frontier doesn't need to have as much. And that is why I think the Frontier, in my opinion, takes it when it comes to the actual ride comfort. In conclusion, let's answer the question, which one is better, the Frontier or the Titan? Well, if you ask me personally, to keep things short and sweet, the Frontier. The Frontier wins for me. I think it's a better all-around truck. It's better for everyday use. And the Titan, as much as it's your standard full-size half-ton truck, it's just a bit obnoxious. It's a bit too much for me, and I don't need all of this. And I think that most people don't need all of this in their day-to-day lives. Don't get me wrong, I think the Titan's an amazing truck. I live in Alberta, Canada, and everyone and their pet dog owns one of these trucks or something that is this size here, and they've lifted it and put the rims on it, and I think that's fantastic if you need a truck like that or if you want a truck like that. But if you can't make up your mind, I think that the best truck is the Frontier. It's the happy medium, and it will get the job done as long as you don't need to tow more than 6,500 pounds. This can handle something over 9,000 pounds, but again, only if you need something that can tow this much, if you need a bed this big, if you need a truck this tall, if you need the heated steering wheel, if you need all those bells and whistles along with the cooled seats, yes, go and get yourself a Titan. But if you don't need those things, the Frontier is the truck for you. And if for some reason you still can't make up your mind, well then maybe this will sway you more towards the Titan. But believe it or not, the gas mileage is identical on both of these trucks. If you get the manual version of the Frontier, which yes, thank God Nissan still makes manual trucks, the only one on the market you can currently buy actually, which I think is fantastic. This one gets 1 mpg better than the Titan, but if you go with the automatic, they're the exact same. And if I'm not mistaken, the new generation coming this year in 2020, that gets even better gas mileage than this one. So if you're looking for something that gets good gas mileage, the new Titan might be the option, or if you're going with this generation, it doesn't matter. They both get the exact same, which is pretty surprising to me. At the end of the day, Nissan makes the Titan and they make the Frontier for different reasons. There are different markets, and it's down to you as a consumer and you as a viewer to choose which one suits you best, and hopefully I've been able to guide you on that. But just a little personal story, I actually own one of these for an entire year. It was almost identical to this, just a 2017. It was still a white Pro 4X, and I loved that truck so much. And on the other hand, I've driven about half a dozen Titans, and one of them, which was a Platinum Reserve, I've taken from province to province, and it was fantastic. I would have driven no other vehicle for that road trip. They're both fantastic trucks that shine for different reasons. But now it's up to you guys as the viewers. What do you think? Would you choose the Titan or the Frontier, or is this a decision that you've already had to make? And if so, what did you choose? I'd love to hear from you guys and have a conversation about this down in the comments below. Let me know right underneath the like button there. My name is Thomas. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in more videos, I did a full review of a lifted Titan, much like this one right here, a little while back. I will link that at the end of this, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.